Good morning, and here's our review of GoldenSlipper2013, brought to you by www.horseracingaustralia.info and Winform Ratings. What a day it's going to be. Once again, I'm showing you the GTX program, which is what I use to do my Winform Ratings. You can see this is the odds column for the Winform Ratings, and this here is my net. Okay. One thing you can see here as a feature is that we have barrier penalties. They're listed in red. We also have mud or bog factors. The mud factor we use for dead or slow tracks. The bog factor we use if the track's heavy. Our expectation tomorrow is that the track will start out as a slow 7 and possibly round out the day being upgraded to a dead 5. The weather looks as if the rain has mostly gone, and the sunny skies are around this morning. That's on Friday. Okay, I'll take you through all of the races and I'll just give you an idea of what you might look for when you're doing an approach to this. Okay, we're looking at Rosehill Race 1. It's a Group 3. As a matter of fact, they're all top quality races today. And here you can see that we've got Single at $3.40, Oilani at $3.70. Both those horses are expected to be around the $5 to $9 mark, which obviously means we have a chance of getting a reasonable return even if we back those two horses. The weather will affect things, of course, and in race 2, which is a 2-year-old, it's a Group 3, obviously for horses that aren't good enough to make it into the slipper field. We've got a horse here, Ideal Guide, which we've rated on top quite easily at $1.60. It looks as though we're going to get odds of around $15. It stands head and shoulders above the rest. You'll notice all these penalties here, and those penalties in this case apply because horses that haven't had a win before are automatically penalised. So 2-year-old races, the horses that have already had a win, which is the top 3 runners, much more experienced, much more likely to win. The other horses, yes, they've got to win sometime, but we apply a penalty to give us an idea of the relative merits of the horses. In race 3, now here we've got Proverb. We think it's finally found its right race today. We've rated it $1.90 chance. All of the other ratings we have access to on the GTX program all agree. So we look like we're on a winner with this one, we hope. And of course then the rest of the horses are fairly bunched, with High Shot, Hippopotamus, Twisted Emotion, and Philippi, which is a little bit disappointing after last start. I finally reached the stage where I'm not prepared to follow it anymore. That's one good reason why it's probably going to get up and win. But anyway, in race 4, this is a 3-year-old race, but not an ordinary 3-year-old race, worth $400,000. As you can see, the market's quite open for this one, and our top 4 horses in this pretty much are a repeat there of the top 4 horses in the market. In race 5, remember the track should be improving by this time. It's also a very open race. Obviously for a BMW 2.25 million and last start winner Paul Tiller is narrowly on top of 5.5 star, Malaki Day and Silent Achiever. Once again, if you look all the way down here, you can see that it is a very, very open race. In race 6, now this is an interesting one because we have More Joyous, which has won every time she started at Rosehill over the 1500 metres. She's getting older. This is a second run from a spell, and the competition is obviously getting better. Appearance and Red Trace are featured in a very, very close-up finish last start, and they'll provide a bit of a challenge. More Joyous is rated as a, well, not rated, but she's only going to be paying about $1.50, $1.60 tomorrow, and you ask yourself whether that is value. And can she keep going? Maybe she can. We'll know tomorrow, but will we risk backing her at $1.50? Maybe not. Race 7, well here we are, the Golden Slipper, and I'll just spend a fraction more time on this. You can see the New Zealander Rude Awakening hasn't been tested against our horses here, having run at Ellerslie, but great times, but we do take a fair bit off those times because they do tend to time them on the fly, which gives you a better final figure. However, it's nevertheless 5 wins out of 6 starts. It's hard to argue with that. And the last 3 wins have all been over 1200 metres. I've been impressed with the finish last start of Criterion. The rate's on top at $5.40. The one little problem with that is that run was judged on the run in Black Opal Day on the 10th of March. It was a great winner there, and was also a great winner last start at Rose Hill over this distance. Naturally, you're going to see Overreach is running very, very well. Whittington and Sweet Idea. Now, the interesting is our 2nd, 3rd and 4th rated runners are all trained by Gay Waterhouse. Oh dear, oh dear. We'll never hear the end of it once she gets the Quinella or Trifecta. Sidestep, a very good colt. So they're the main chances, as you can obviously see. Overreach is not a great price, and the Barrier 1 is possibly a problem for it. I also think that Criterion is not well served by being in Barrier 2, unless he can take a position and be urged along there, and as they fan out in the straight, get a run through. That's going to be the critical thing. Overreach will need to be right on the lead, otherwise could get cramped up a little bit. And that's the problem. Depending on how the state of the track is by this time of the day, the outside barriers, such as where Whittington is in Barrier 10, is not such a great disadvantage, and Rude Awakening has plenty of pace, and she will be able to get into a very, very good position and stay that way until the turn. Race 8. Here we go. More Gay Waterhouse runners. Laser Hawk, a brilliant run last start in the Newcastle Newmarket. Just didn't quite get there. Piero, obviously only one time beaten in its life. They're the 2 horses, and the only 2 horses you can consider in this race, I would think. Okay, in race 9, what do we come out on? Well, seriously, you want to bet on this race where our top rated horse is rated around the $9 mark. Our 2nd rated horse is an 8-year-old, for goodness sake. I won't be on that. I won't be on McClintock. Quite a very, very, very open race, this one, and the track should be reasonably firm by that stage, I would think. So it's not so much of a leveller, and when you look at the barrier here, they're drawn in 7, 11, 4, McClintock in 19, I don't think so. Perhaps the Barrier 1 is maybe going to be a good place to be towards the end of the day. Hard to say. But a very entertaining day at Rose Hill. I know I've been a bit long-winded about it, but I do hope you have a great day. Thanks for viewing.